Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning. My name is Nurul Ain Ashkim binti Zulkarnain. My metric number AA200557. My group will be present topic 7 about input, output and forms design. Table of content, we will discuss about input design, output design and forms design. Let's start. Okay. What is input design? Input is the raw data that is processed to produce output. And the quality of the system input depends on the quality of the system output. Now we know what is input design. Next, we can learn 5 characteristics of well-designed input forms and script. Alright, have 5 characteristics of well-designed input forms and screen. First of all is serve specific purpose effectively, such as storing, recording and retrieving the information. Second, confirm proper completion with accuracy. Next, easy to fill and straightforward. Lastly, focus on user attention and consistency, simplicity. Alright, input design have 5 main objectives. First of all is design data, enter and input procedures. Second, reduce input volume. Third, design sources documents for data capture. All device other data capture method. Next, design input data records, data enter screen and user interface screens. Lastly, use validation, checks and develop effective input control.
Next is about data input methods. It is important to design appropriate data input methods to prevent errors while entering data. Depend on whether the data is manually entered by consumer in form and afterward entered by data entry operators, or if the data is directly entered by user on the computers. For online methods, user directly enter a data using a screen prompts, and for the offline methods, form filled by a user. For example, candidates for admission to a college fill form. Error in online data due to poor screen design. System should inform the user immediately when wrong data is input. Error in offline data entry due to bad form design and human errors by user and data entry operator. A system should prevent user from making mistakes by Number 1. Clear form design by leaving enough space for writing legibly. Number 2. Clear instructions to fill form. Number 3. Clear form design. Number 4. Reducing keystrokes. And the last one is immediate error feedback. There are some data input methods that are popular. Number 1. Batch input method for offline data input method. Number 2. Online data input method. Number 3. Computer readable forms. And the last one, interactive data input. Next is input integrity controls. Input integrity controls include a number of methods to eliminate common input errors by end user. They also include checks on the value of individual fields, both for format and the completeness of all inputs. Next, audit trails for data entry and other system operation are created using transaction logs, which give a record of all change introduced in the database to provide security and means of recovery in case of any failure.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Mukisa Dania. My measurement is 200-395. Now I'm going to talk about output design. Output design is the design of output is the most important task of any system. During output design, developers identify the type of output needed and consider the necessary output controls and prototype report layouts. There are several objectives of output design. So, objective of output design is develop about design that serve internet purpose and eliminates the production of unwanted output. Then develop output design that meets end users' requirements. Deliver the appropriate quantity of outputs. Form output in appropriate format and drive it to the right percent. And lastly, make output available on time for making good decisions. Thank you.
Next, I will continue with types of output. There will be two types of output, which is external output and also internal output. We will start with the external output. External output are used by manufacturer to create and design for the printer. It usually allows the system to leave a trigger action on the part of their reception or confirm their action for their reception. But there are also some of external output that are designed as a turnaround output that implemented as form and re-enter the system as an input. Detailed report usually contain the present information that has non-filtering or risk detection to assist the management planning and control, while summary report contain trends and potential problems that are categorized and summarized, and it will be generated for manager that don't want any detail of it. And the last report is the exception report that usually contains exception, filter data for some condition or standard before present it to the manager as an information. Next, we will continue with the output integrity control. Output integrity control usually include routing code that identify the receiving system and verification message to confirm a successful receipt that handled by a network protocol. It also can be referred as a printed or a script format report that will include data and time for the report print and data. The multiple report usually contains a title or description and a pagination, while the pre-printed form usually has a version number and effective data.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Akila binti Muhammad Reid. My metric number is AA201166. So I will present about forms designs. Form designs is forms and report are the product or input and output design that business document consisting of specified data. Forms provide fields for the input and the report are purely used for read. There are several things that designers should know during form designing, which is first is who will use them, where would they be delivered, and the last one is the purpose of the forms or reports. There are a few objectives of good forms designs. One is keep the screen simple by giving a proper sequence, information, and clear caption. Second, by meet the intended purpose by using appropriate forms. Third is ensure the completion of forms with accuracy. Fourth is keep the forms attractive by using icon, inverse video, or blinking cursor. The last objective of good forms designs is facilitate navigations. In form design, we have 4 types of forms, which is flat forms, unit set or snap out forms, continuous strip or fan fold forms, and no carbon required form. First is flat forms. What is flat forms? Flat forms is the single copy forms prepared manually or by a machine and printed on a paper. This is the simplest forms and inexpensive forms to design, print, and reproduce, which use less volume. The second type of design form is unit or snap out forms, which is the forms use paper with one-time carbon interleaved into unit sets for handwritten or machine use. The carbon may be either blue or black and standard grade medium intensity. Next is continuous strip or fan fold forms, which is these multiple unit forms that join in a continuous strip with perforation between each pairs of forms. Continuous strip or fan fold forms is a less expensive method for large volumes use. And the last one is no carbon required paper, which is this form use carbonless papers that have 2 chemical coatings, which is one on the face and the other one the back of a sheet of paper. So when pressure is applied, the 2 capsules interact and create an image. So that's all from our group. Thank you.